Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Imalo Agbogu dey talk about community crisis for Benin. He also talk about Cultist killing wey dey go on for Edo State. He say make Monday Okpebholo, the Edo State governor, stop to dey negotiate with people wey join court wey dey kill each other. He say make he treat them like criminals. He say these people don put many fear for our people body, especially our people wey dey for abroad. He say many of them now for abroad, fear no dey let them come Edo State again. If they go Nigeria, if they come Nigeria, then go stay for Lagos. Fear no go let them come Edo State. Make I leave you, make you hear from Imalo Agbogu.
Borders on the issue of cultism and secret courts. Secondly, the issues of cultism, secret courts, and the multiple homicide that we have witnessed in our state. The people-centered governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, must treat all court groups and secret court members as common criminals and stop all interactive outreach with them because their evil acts and actions is clearly seen to be reoccurring and putting our state in a bad light amongst committee of states. And therefore, the unlawful acts of multiple homicide in the past few weeks have made most of our visiting diasporan citizens not to visit our state while visiting Nigeria for the holidays in this festive season. They have decided to make most city capitals like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Asaba their choice destination, which will further throw our state into a low patronage in the goods and services market that most of our people operate, particularly hoteliers, entertainers, and other forms of outdoor businesses that always boom during the festive season. If you move around town today, you will agree with me that Benin City is virtually empty at night, which is not supposed to be the case. Good morning, gentlemen. No, go ahead. We're already live. Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen and ladies of the press. We want to officially welcome you to this November press briefing that borders on state of the state. You are welcome to Edo People's Advocacy Organization Parliament. And we're here to address the press on issues as it affects us as a people in Edo State. This November press conference borders on state of our state, Edo State. Compliments of the day, ladies and gentlemen of the press. This state of the state press conference is our collective intellectual property to the well-being of our state, so as to ensure the attainment of a constructive and gainful development towards the enhancement of an inclusive government in our state, and to draw the attention of our people-oriented and centered governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, to the obvious realities as a non-state actor and a civil society leader. Gentlemen and ladies of the press, it will interest you all to note that few days ago, our people-centered governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, visited the farming camp of Okoma to ascertain the extent of Obaseki-led government forceful acquisition of community lands in Benin City, particularly in Obage Nevosa, Obanyato, and Amaba communities. It is to this end that we state that the committee of inquiry, which the people-centered governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, promised to set up to be all-encompassing across all communities which were affected by the unholy act of Obaseki forceful acquisition of lands that cut across communities like Iyanomo, Oronigbe, Uhi community in Nwode local government area, and other communities across the state, which have one form of crisis or the other. I strongly believe that the committee should look into all community crises in the state with a view to knowing the facts and issues that surround the troubled communities in our state. Note that this community crisis is the root cause of most destructions of life and properties, particularly in Edo South. Please note that the committee should be bordered on inquiry, truth, justice, and peace. Secondly, which is one of the vehement issues why we are out here today to speak, borders on the issue of cultism and secret cult. Secondly, the issues of cultism, secret cult, and the multiple homicide that we have witnessed in our state. The people-centered governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, must treat all cult groups and secret cult members as common criminals and stop all interactive outreach with them because their evil acts and actions is clearly seen to be reoccurring and putting our state in a bad light amongst committee of states. And therefore, the unlawful acts of multiple homicide in the past few weeks have made most of our visiting diasporan citizens not to visit our state while visiting Nigeria for the holidays in this festive season. They have decided to make most city capitals like Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Asaba their choice destination, which will further throw our state into a low patronage in the goods and services market that most of our people operate, particularly hoteliers, entertainers, and other forms of outdoor businesses that always boom during the festive season. If you move around town today, you will agree with me that Benin City is virtually empty at night, which is not supposed to be the case. So we want to appeal to our governor to immediately stop all form of negotiation with these court groups and treat them as common criminals. They have killed, they have maimed, they have destroyed properties. And if at a time like this, when we see a rising Edo, these people cannot be made to face the full wrath of the law as criminals that they are, I believe our policies will not be people-oriented. Our policies will not attract that Edo of our dream. And it is to this end we want to commend our governor for his policy steps in banning of all tickets, unions, particularly in our markets and motor park. We want to again commend the governor for his drive in ensuring that the ease of doing business within Benin City, is carried out by way of his recently commissioned flyover that is to be constructed within 18 months. We, however, at this juncture, want to wish the governor well and implore him to use our extant laws in the best interest of our citizens at large and not for a collective few. Once again, we welcome you all to this November press briefing. As we have rightly said, we have called on the governor to stop any form of discussion with government parastatals or officials with these court groups. They are criminals, common criminals. They should be treated as such because they have kept our state in a bad light to the extent whereby visitors who are coming into the state, into Nigeria that are Edo born, are no longer comfortable with business or patronizing the stay in Nigeria while in Edo. They are not choosing choice places like Calabar, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, taking our direct investment that they would have brought into the states in this Utah season to other parts of the country, whereas it is not what it ought to be. So once again, we want to commend the governor, as we have rightly said, and believe that the governor should do more, he would have the support of Edo people if truly he decides to toe to the path of treating these common criminals that are cultists. Their association or organization does not have any direct input in our economic prosperity. Rather, it has brought us to the state of quagmire, to the state of hopelessness, and to the state of fear, whereby young men are no longer free again to move at night to patronize nightlife. Nightlife in Edo State is gradually dying because of the restive and abusive acts of these cult groups. They know them. We don't want to bother ourselves in mentioning names, but we strongly believe that all of the head of these cult groups, whether at zonal level or community level or regional level, or even their heads, should be treated as common criminals. Their organization should be immediately proscribed, because what they are doing in Edo State is in no way a benefit to us as a people. Once again, we welcome all of you, gentlemen and ladies of the press. This is our simple way of ensuring that the business of governance is taken serious. Because at a time like this, when a new Edo is rising, it will be sad and unheard of that good men will choose to remain silent when illegality, lawlessness, and a host of other backward lifestyle is in the front burner. So once again, we'll continue to advocate. I want to say thank you and God bless you. So if there's any questions from members of the press, we would entertain it. But if none, we want to appeal that we call the press conference for a day and let us move to do other activities. So if there's a question, we are going to take it. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. What good do you think this band of unions will do to our people?
Firstly, I want to support the ban of union, as I've rightly said. If you look at our markets today, some group of people, you heard where they mentioned some name, Madam Blackie, of how they have forcefully created various segments of unions that give them return and not kick back to the government. They force people to inflate prices of goods and commodities. They force people to give them kickback to the detriment of ordinary poor Edo people. And if you agree with me, if the ban of this union is properly effected the way the governor has started it, a woman can carry her goods from Oronigbe and come to Rama Park and sell. And you know the cost of a woman who is not paying dues of union and all that would obviously be felt by the common man who is having some level of legal tender in his pocket to enjoy more goods and services. I want to use Gari as a case study. A rubber of Gari in the market today sells for as much as 5,000. If you bring a rubber of Gari that is sold in Oronigbe for 2,000 and you use 1,000 to transport it here, you can sell it for 3,000. So that 2,000 that was imposed as a cost for selling that goes into the pocket of these union leaders will no longer exist. I also want to use the issue of cement, which is also a very key commodity in growing our infrastructure in the state. Cement in Awuchi that is produced by Dangote Bua in Okpebholo is sold at the cost of about 5,200. But by the time the cement transports itself from Okpebholo to Benin here, it is sold for over 9,500. Where is that 4,000 plus going into? Because Dangote over time has argued that the cost of transporting a bag of cement from Okpebholo to even Kano is not more than 850. Sorry, as at then 650, but as at now with the recent palm price of petroleum products, it's no more than 850. So how come the monies are accrued to the extent that a bag of cement is now sold for 9,500? It is because of this union. They peg a price and force their members to sell it at a price that will make them make excessive profit. Excess of anything is a sin. Even excess of eating food is also a sin. So that is why we are commending the governor, because his policies have clearly seen to be people-centered and people-oriented. And we want to implore the governor that if he toes this path, the sky is his limit in achieving success in Edo State. And Edo State will become a center for developers and tourists and all that, and settlers who want to come in and look for a way of life. Thank you very much. So if that will be all, we want to still repeat that the ban on cultism, in fact, the cultists should be treated as common criminals. The man who is a cultist, who goes out to kill somebody, in fact, has more offense than the criminal who goes to steal milk or sugar or even rob with arms. His offenses are more bigger because these people organize crime and they put it under the face of a cultism. So I believe the government should not engage in any further discussion with these people, but allow the security agencies to treat them as common criminals. They do not add, their cultism do not add any form of interest to our GDP. It do not add any form of interest to our collective patrimony. So therefore, they should be treated as a proscribed organization and banned from carrying out any activities in Edo State. And to the issue of the committee that the governor intends to set up to look into the forceful acquisition of land, it should not just be only the Okroma community. There are several communities that are passing through worse situations, as it was orchestrated by the immediate past administration and other heavy big chieftains who specialize in forcefully grabbing lands. So the governor should set up a committee that everybody should come forward to ensure that their complaints are reached and looked into, and a way forward advised by the committee, so that this issue of restiveness, particularly in Edo South, you hear about killing in communities, it is because of land tussle, leadership tussle. So if a committee is set up of judicial or committee on the basis of inquiry, peace, justice, it will further go a long way to reduce all these numerous crises, because majority of the times even the security agencies entertain some of these issues because they make one form of interest or profit out of it. So however, for us to have an enduring peace in Edo, we are strongly recommending our civil society who preside and reside and activate our activism here in Edo, that the government of the day should immediately call out all the communities that have crisis, so that at the end of the day they will know what resolution will be passed on them, and it is gazetted, so that any form of person who decide to create any form of trouble in those communities will be treated like a common criminal. These are ways the communities in Edo, particularly in Edo South, can remain peaceful. So thank you very much. We call it a day.
Now we don't hear from Imalo Agbogun. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe, so that make you for the hear all the things wey dey happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share am. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.